Good morning. It's Friday, September 6th, and today I want to talk about family troubles because almost everybody has something that is not making them happy with their family. And a lot of times it's mothers and daughters, sometimes it's fathers and sons, and sometimes it's daughters in laws against mothers in laws. Well, let me see what Christ says about this in the chapter 10 of Matthew, starting with verse 34. He says, "Do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." Why would he say that? "And a man's enemies will be those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. But he who does not take up his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who finds his life will lose it, and he who loses his life for my sake will find it." Well, now we thought Jesus brought peace. Well, when you follow Christ, you have peace within. No matter what else happens, you know that you have peace within. But in the world, there will not be peace. And he says it will start with our families. And why is that? Well, if you have a mother and they are very godly and they really believe in Christ and everything, or a father, and as the son or daughter gets old enough to account for themselves, and they decide, I'm not going to go that way. I'm not going to have that religion. It's been stuffed down my throat. And so pretty soon there's a little bit of a separation. And each of us has to find our own way to Jesus Christ. And little children are usually too young, and so they don't have as many problems with parents as the older ones do. The older adult kids, they have more problems, and it's mainly because of Christ, because he came to make us realize each one of us individually has to find him ourselves in our own way. Now, we can bring our children up the best we can. We can show them to believe in Jesus and to accept Jesus and to be baptized and take them to church every single Sunday. We can teach them the education, but we actually cannot give them Jesus Christ in their soul. We would love to, but we can't. Many people come to me and say, how can I save my brother? How can I save this person? How can I save that person? We can help them on their way and on their journey to Jesus, but we cannot put Jesus in their heart ourselves. They have to find their way. And it's a lot of times not through the parents that children find their way to Jesus. It's through a friend or through some TV or something. And so that's what he means by that. Because when there's an imbalance of belief in Christ, and one is living a Christly life and another is not, there's going to be a problem. One is truthful, one is righteous, one doesn't think about themselves. They're thinking about what would God do and what's the best and what's the most wisdom. Another is thinking, what do I want? What do I think is best? And so then that brings division. Now, and so that's what that's about. He doesn't actually come to destroy our relationships. Jesus comes to fulfill us individually and to fulfill our relationships. But each one has to, we can pray. We can pray for our children. We can pray for our spouses. We can pray for our families. that they would each find Jesus in their own way. But then we have to be patient and let God do it. We have to let God do it in His time, in His way. In the meantime, we have to accept each other and love each other the best that we can and be the example rather than trying to make someone else be what we want them to be. We need to be the example so they would want to see, and they would eventually say, you know, Mom or Dad has always seemed to know the right answer. They're stable, and you know, kids don't say that generally, but eventually maybe someone else will come to Christ because of you. And he even says before that in chapter 10, verse 32, before he says all that about the division, he says, therefore, whoever confesses me before men, him I will also confess before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, him I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven. So he's already starting to let us know. Doesn't matter what your mom and dad thought, doesn't matter what your kids think. What matters is that you confess Christ before men. You admit, yes, I'm a Christian. Yes, I believe in Christ. You can laugh at me. You can make fun of me. You can do whatever you want. But I am a Christian because I follow Christ. And right there may be some division. But if we confess Christ before men, no matter what the reactions, He will confess us to His Father in heaven. So I just want you to think about that. You have a great day and a great weekend, and God bless you.